It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, today in that digital intersection, I got Rick Lambert. Boy, you can see him. Look at his head. It's shining like crazy. Rick, how are you keeping your scalp so free from hair, man? It looks awesome, buddy.
Well, I used to have hair, a full head, and then I started watching the End of the Day with Ray, and I lost it all. So that's maybe why I'm so shiny today.
Well, you know, on this new sharp screen, I got to tell you, Rick, you're looking great, man. So, Rick, I saw this article you wrote, published it in the BTA magazine on personal branding. So I wanted to kind of start there because there's a whole lot of folks out there that are trying to do some personal branding. I think a lot of them are doing some nutty things. But, you know, your article was interesting. But go ahead and share a little bit about why you believe personal branding is so important right now, because there's been a lot of changes in how we brand ourselves or how we represent brands.
Well, Ray, you were onto it early with, I'll call it the new hybrid sales model, or better yet, you talk a lot about how we got to face up to the way the buyer wants to buy. And I think today, if you think about it, old school, when I used to work at a dealership and I was VP of sales and marketing we were a $30 million operation, we'd get up in the morning, we'd shower, we'd do our thing, we'd put our monkey suit on, we'd drive to office, we'd meet with manager, then we'd get back in our car in our suit, drive to customer location, stay there a little longer than we probably asked for. And then we, do whatever we did physically. And I think today, customers are looking at us as sales professionals through a digital lens. Mm-hmm. And they're doing, as we know, so much research before the initial meeting as part of the buying process. And I don't think enough, with all due respect, sales professionals are working on their digital DNA. And I call that their personal brand. Mm-hmm. So it's really what the customer would see through digital or other means around you personally. Because I believe, like I think most of your viewers, that people buy from people they like and trust. And I think now more than ever, our digital DNA or our personal brand needs to be strong.
Well, it's interesting because, there's been a lot of debate. Well, when we open back up, are we going to go out and make all these sales calls? You got a lot of leaders. Yes, we're going out there. We can't wait to get in person. We got to be in person or we're never going to make any money again. And the reality is it's not up to the salespeople. It's up to the buyers. And I believe the buyers are way more educated, are way more savvy, and are way more ready to buy online than the sellers are to sell online. And that's a big problem. So I think it's organizations like yours that can help, especially our friends at Document Envy Channel, transition into that space. You had that LinkedIn boot camp, Rick, all through COVID. I think you had, 900 people or something went through that course. I don't know what the numbers are now, but, you're doing your marketing show. You're really living this digital landscape. Are you still having to argue with dealerships about that aspect of it? I mean, the fundamental, because I still see salespeople out there on LinkedIn without even a picture on their profile, and it's like disturbing at best. Or a leader. Here's another one, Rick. You got a leader. I'm the sales leader, a channel leader, and I got 110 connections.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Thank you for the 4 questions. I'll try and answer one of them. First of all, I think arguing with any customer isn't a good thing. There's an old saying that we use at Sell to Win, and that is the moment, okay, you think you're talking to an idiot, so does he or she. So we have to be careful. And I'm not, by the way, full throttle on digital. I think that there's a hybrid model. Mm-hmm. There's still an absolute mix for being in person, walking around a facility, understanding what the customer's real environment looks like. I'm just saying that, I bought my wife a new car recently, and as we talked to somebody, through a piece of plexiglass, the game's changed, and more is being done digitally. So that's why I refer to it as a hybrid model. The LinkedIn, actually, we've well exceeded 1,000 graduates, not just starts, but graduates in our LinkedIn bootcamp. And I think, for a lot of salespeople and sales leaders, the moment we tune up their LinkedIn profile, they can do it themselves. I talk about that's kind of the birth of their personal, brand, because a lot of them, they're embarrassed about how they look online, what they may have not posted, or, they know they need to do more. And so we just give them a little bit of guidance and a little bit of rocket fuel to get them going.
Well, the good thing is 1,000 people went through that, and they're well more prepared to live in our world. But, Rick, you do a lot with the college out there, and obviously this is the younger generation, college graduates. What is their aptitude or their what are they thinking about with regards to that personal branding or that digital presence compared to our friends that we know?
Well, Ray, I remember when you were up here in Canada visiting us in London, Ontario, and you were asking younger people, what are they looking for an employer, et cetera. So to your point, like I work directly with the digital marketing group at a local college, and Cheryl Weedmark on my team, who does an awesome job with personal branding. Mm-hmm. We've just been selected to be the official partner for Canada's, I would argue, #1 MBA program. And what they're doing now for people coming out of school is they're more than emphasizing the importance of their personal brand. And so we're working with MBA class students, we'll call it, business people, on what they need to do from different perspectives to strengthen themselves, okay, so they can better be able to do whatever it is they do. So this isn't something new, by the way. I see a lot of people on LinkedIn doing a great job. Some we've had the opportunity to work with. I mean, people are, booking new appointments, securing, new business, winning deals, all because of, and even you and I, Ray, like we've only met physically, we'll call it twice.
Yeah.
This is arguably the new reality. So I've had to shift, just for what it's worth, as a sales coach to a digital sales coach, because I think, we got to follow not where the puck is, but skate where the puck is going, as the great Wayne Gretzky says.
Well, that's pretty interesting. You do a great job with it, Rick. I think the channel's better because you're doing it. What are some of the pushbacks you're getting? Because personal branding gets touchy, especially at the dealership level or even the OEM level. Before we marketed the OEM, then maybe we went to work for a dealer, we marketed the dealer, and now we're trying to market ourselves. What are the threats, or what are the owners seeing as a threat with that? How do we overcome those?
So most of the business owners that we work with, and most of them are technology providers, but we do stuff outside as well, which is healthy for us and our clients. So a lot of them are concerned about strengthening, a person on their team's digital brand because they're afraid they're going to become more exposed to maybe other employment opportunities. And we just talk about, really, would you say that in the last 90 year, whatever days a year, whatever, have more people kind of handled your rep's business card or looked at maybe their LinkedIn profile or other digital assets? And I think, some of the owners are reluctant, and I don't disagree with them because they've been successful. Although I think you can't argue with the stats, the way, you've many times discussed the way the buyer is approaching, awareness of the need, exploring what options are available. And to the point, my wife's vehicle, like the only reason she physically went to the dealership was to test drive for validation, but everything else was done online. And so I think we need to align with the buyer, and we're just trying to support progressive dealers with everything from their website, which is, more critical than ever right now, through to their digital marketing of their company, and right through to the individual. And that's where I think a lot of dealers miss is they do an okay job on their website, their social media and all that stuff, maybe is a little asleep, season's greetings from 2018.
Yeah.
But down to the rep level, that's where the real crank of the wheel can happen if we get everybody, wearing the same jersey.
Well, Rick, you brought something up, the business cards thing. And I think if dealers really looked at that, and went around to all their salespeople and looked how many cards are in the desk that they've never used. Even when we're in person, we're not leaving business cards. We're connected in the digital landscape. Have you been to a convention lately, back before the pandemic, and you weren't passing around business cards? You were connecting in the social media landscape. So interesting stuff. So, at the end of the day, you want your people to be the best they can be. And today, to be the best you could be, you have to have a digital presence. So, my view on the personal branding is if you're afraid that someone's going to recruit your person, well, they would have done that anyway in the old world, just a different way. If you're creating the best people, the next job is to keep them. But we always want to develop our people to be the best that we can. Rick, we're going to close up, but I know that we did the A4 to win. We're selling a lot of those things. A lot of dealers are grabbing onto that. You did make an enhancement to that, something about, personal branding that for the dealership. I want you to show that video. It only takes about 30 seconds. Folks, you got to watch this. It's really, really cool. But it goes with the A4 to win platform for dealers that want to move into the A4 world. And, hey, even Frank Canada said we got to respect A4. So, that's the guy himself,
Yeah, so as I play this video, Ray, we're really jacked about this new program, and it's really come from demand from dealers. I mean, I don't think people can argue the fact that, hey, business has changed the way we deal with hard copy documents. Print volumes have been affected, and most of our clients are all looking for new business opportunities, and we think A4 going into displace the competitors' A3 environment is an absolute must play. So we built this program. It's less than 2 hours to complete with online video modules, comes with a dealer marketing kit. And I'll just show you here, this is an example of a marketing tool, because in our training programs, we try to train, but also give them marketing assets, which I think is a gap in many. Anyway, here's a video that we brand for a dealer that's getting after it with A4. I'll show it to you now here.
Is your business spending more than you need to on oversized and underutilized copiers and MFPs? Here's 3 questions to find out. Question number 1. Do you believe your print and copy volumes have gone down since the pandemic began?
Answer yes.
Or no? Question number 2. Do you feel your current copiers and MFPs are bigger than you need? Yes or no?
Yes.
And question number 3. Do you feel like you're paying more than you need to for your current copiers or MFPs? Yes or no?
Most definitely.
If you answered yes to any of those questions, let us help you replace your current equipment with a more affordable, more productive, and more secure print solution, even if you're in a lease. It's easier than you think. Contact us today for a no-obligation conversation.
You know, Ray, I posted yesterday on social media, look out, because if you're a copier dealer and you got somebody else using this against you, you know, you could be a sitting duck, because I know a lot of, you know, if I was still in the business, I might not be going to my current customers going, hey, you know, I know your print volumes are down and we've got these, maybe you want to downgrade. So anyway, we're trying to roll with where the market's going, Ray, and really excited about this. And I think it aligns really well with your A4 revolution.
No, I'm excited about it too. The whole world's talking about it, even Frank Canada. What more can I ask for? You know what I mean, Rick? Because, Rick, we all know this, buddy. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.